Hi everyone, I'm Yasmin Rowe with ABMA, and we're thrilled to welcome you to the sold out WIBI Symposium this October. Joining me today is Colleen Keyworth, Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Online Access, a leading voice in HVAC digital innovation and inclusion, and one of our featured WIBI speakers. Welcome, Colleen. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we'll jump right into some questions. Firstly, your session at the WIBI Symposium is titled Innovate and Elevate, Boosting Workplace Productivity and Creativity with AI. Can you give us a bit of a sneak peek at what attendees can expect?
So I have been doing several different presentations since AI has been kind of being mainstreamed, especially in our industry, especially as business professionals. And so part of it is just kind of unraveling what actually can move the needle for you individually and kind of go through what the hype and what the buzzwords are, where the future's going, some of the ethics, some of the legality, where we can see AI being a bigger player. But I think this particular presentation I love the most because it gets into the really like detailed stuff about like what tools should you absolutely be using to help with time management? What are things that you could do to help even schedule meetings better or take better notes? Or what are things to create video or create posts or help you plan out your day or be able to do better proposals, to be able to do, better follow-ups? There's so many different things, better hiring. What can you use to hire more qualified candidates? How can you screen people faster? So there's so many different individual tools and software out there, and it's hard to find which one to try. And so we kind of go through an entire litany really of all these different tools that specialize in one thing or another that you can explore and add to your daily life to see if this is something that helps you in your career.
Yeah, that's really cool. So why do you believe it's important for professionals, specifically in our space, to utilize AI tools right now?
I think it's not a matter of like when you get around to AI, it's like you have to. It's something that everybody's like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to get involved, but it's moving so fast. And you just have to start. You have to get comfortable with it. I understand some people won't be comfortable with some things and some others. And there's definitely things about privacy law, and we'll go over that. There's so many different questions that are still unanswered. But I do know that when it comes to our space, especially even in, boilers in general or HVAC or engineering, it is happening. It's happening in our controls. It's happening in our reporting. It's happening in our systems. And yet there's also another side of it that's like happening in the workplace. And yet those are things that I want people to be aware of, to say that they're comfortable about, or even try, or even have them answer questions that maybe they were too scared to ask because they assumed everybody knew them. Like just being able to get comfortable with it and seeing where your AI journey starts, I guess, is the best way to say it.
Yeah. So then from your work helping, contractors and businesses adopt these digital solutions, what's the biggest lesson that you think applies to AI adoption today?
It's all about the source.
Mm.
And I truly mean that. I think no matter how you dial down whatever tool you're using, you always consider two things. Where's the source of the information coming from? And, who controls the source?
Mm. Yeah.
So that's kind of a big thing is as we get into AI, and I'm not trying to scare anybody. I just want to put out there the more you dig into it, the more you realize that it has taken a very big world and a very big internet, and it actually is making it smaller.
Mm.
So rather than larger. And we're going to see that in the future. We're going to see a large scale thing like the internet become a lot smaller, and we're going to see how that pans out. And there's a lot of different things to consider as far as who your sources are, because AI doesn't work without content. And so if there's not content created by individuals, then where is it being created from? And so there's a lot of different things to consider there. I will say, like, when I use AI in my career, one of the things that I love about it is that I can train it on me, which is awesome. So like a lot of you can make your own GPTs. You can get into actually doing something where I've trained it on all of my articles, all of my podcasts, all of my presentations, and so it really has a scope of that. So it has that to lean into rather than gathering random facts from the internet. So when you're able to kind of train it on what you're talking about with your own authentic information, makes a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. So then, as a past president of organizations like the WHVACR and the INWIC, what does this inaugural WIBI event mean to you personally?
Well, I was very excited to hear about it. When Shanika told me about it, we had met at Women in ASHRAE, actually, the Women in ASHRAE Symposium in Chicago. And we just got talking, honestly. And then we also got a chance to hang out again when I came to Austin, and we found time to have dinner. It's so gratifying to hear that it sold out in 3 weeks, because it just reminds me of like when Women in HVACR got started, we were just like 40 people in a room. And, it was slowly but surely we were attached to a different event, and so we just had meetups and stuff. And so we started that kind of grassroots movement there. And then, in 2017, we actually broke away to have our own standalone event, and we had the same thing. It sold out immediately, which only told us that there was a need, that we're just a lot of women out there craving community. And that's what I think is so exciting about the WIBI event, is because now you're finding your community, because there are definitely broad communities. There's Women in ASHRAE, you guys fall into that. There's Women in HVACR, you fall into that too. But then what are you getting into when you're like women in boilers? Now you're really dialing it into what is my niche. And I love that, because now you're kind of creating your own community. And so that's going to answer a lot of questions for a lot of women, because now they're going to be able to find mentors. They're going to be able to find their network, find their tribe. So that's really exciting to see your first event, and to see your members get excited about really being able to reach out and see how many other women are the same as them.
Yeah, no, it's definitely so exciting, especially like you said, being sold out so fast. Just nothing that we expected. But lastly, for someone just getting started with AI, what's a simple way that you can begin exploring it in their day-to-day work?
Honestly, you're probably already using it. You don't even know. I mean, it's kind of one of those things, especially with Google's AI overview. If you're using Google search, guys, you're using Gemini. That's what it is. And so you're kind of already getting comfortable with it. It's definitely changed the way we search for things. You put something in that search bar and you're looking for, the best hairdresser around you, that's going to give you an AI overview of all these different websites. It's going to take them all, search them all, and then give you basically the synopsis. So of course, now you're also like, you're using it whether you want to or not, to be honest. A lot of it with call answering is a big one. I know that a lot of people are back and forth on that, but anytime you're calling a corporate organizations, rather than getting the phone tree, a lot more times now you're getting an AI agent, whether you like it or not. So it is already part of your everyday life. Whether you want to use it for your own individual use, look into some of these tools. Like we're going to be talking about, of course, of all the different LLMs. The large language models out there, very more importantly, like ChatGPT or Claude or any of those. And so getting your own account, setting your own privacy settings on that and how to do that, getting comfortable, even, seeing what you can integrate with your calendar or integrate with, your files and stuff, all of this stuff, as far as baby steps, what you're comfortable with. But, I would start with a ChatGPT account, to be honest. I mean, that's really kind of the first step. And go beyond the free stuff, get the paid version that gives you a lot more options. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But you really are using AI whether you want to or not, most likely.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be using some of those tips, and I'm definitely looking forward to learning more next week. But thank you so much, Colleen. We're so honored to share your insights and your energy at the WIBI Symposium next week. We're so excited to have you.
I can't wait. It's going to be a great event, and I really want to see how many people are really going to embrace this. We'll see. I really think from when I gave this and Women in ASHRAE Symposium to when we're now, I'm sure there's a lot more women who are already up on the curve. I mean, it's so much difference in a year. It's crazy.
Yes, very exciting. So for more details about the inaugural WIBI Symposium and to join our WIBI professional community on LinkedIn, please check out our bio for details. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in Minneapolis.